Red Bun means we're live, a casual take with your boy Stephen Pepper, here to give a take off my chest. So, unlike the Lakers, I know the Denver Nuggets, to me, have had an A offseason so far. We already know they traded Michael Porter Jr. for the more reliable Johnson and brought in fan favorite Bruce Brown back. But yesterday they didn't stop. Not only did they trade Dario Saric for a backup big in Jonas Valanciunas, but they brought in Tim Hardaway Jr. as a bench shooter on a vet minimum deal, and they're not even done. I think the Nuggets still have their taxpayer mid-level exception with one roster spot remaining to bring in another solid role player. This team's scary. Like after the Hardaway Jr. signing, I went to my group chats, texted some of my buddies and saying, the Nuggets are back. Like I think this is the second best team in the West. And just to make sure what Vegas was thinking, I went on FanDuel to see, how they slotted Denver in the championship odds. And surely enough, here they are, right behind OKC, tied for second place with Cleveland at plus 800 to win the championship next year. That's plus 100 better than any other team in the Western Conference. So I have the confidence today to say, I think the Nuggets are the biggest threat to OKC, at least out of the Western Conference next year. I mean, just a little over a month ago, they pushed the champs to 7 games in a playoff series, albeit OKC lacked experience in that one, and they will be much more experienced and better next time around. But Denver did it with no bench, and Michael Porter Jr., the third option, pretty much gave them 3 points a game on the worst shooting splits you'll ever see. And now they're better in both areas, so much so that I think, they are the second best team in the West. Now, some people will say Houston. Okay, because they had Kevin Durant. That's a 27-point per game score on the already second seed in the West with all those assets. But I'd say Denver has the edge, and I'd push back on the Houston takes because I know what I'm going to get out of an upgraded version of the Nuggets, more than I do out of the Rockets, right? We're talking about a team with the best player in the world in Nikola Jokic, a playoff rising co-star in Jamal Murray. I know I'm going to get in a playoff series out of Aaron Gordon and Christian Brown. They bring in Cam Johnson, a more durable, higher IQ version than Michael Porter Jr. And now they have bench shooting in a backup big. It's not a special bench. It's not a special backup not special shooting, but it's something. Whereas Houston, I know Kevin Durant's Kevin Durant, but they're going to need Amen Thompson or Alfred Şengün to take that jump next season to that all-NBA caliber player level. Now, I'm not saying it can't happen, but that's what's going to need to happen if they want to be better than Denver and challenge Oklahoma City. Whereas Denver, I know I'm going to get out of them. That championship core. There's no player development required. Remember, this team won the championship 2 years ago, but they started losing those role players, those bench players, those defenders, KCP, Bruce Brown, Jeff Green. And so much so that they couldn't get over that Game 7 hump in the second round back-to-back years over Minnesota, over OKC. But now I think they can. Now, I don't think those pieces are special. There's a reason why Tim Hardaway Jr. is on the vet minimum. There's a reason why Bruce Brown's on the vet minimum. There's a reason why they were able to bring in a Jonas Valanciunas. Cam Johnson, I don't think, is a huge talent upgrade over Michael Porter Jr. But they went from no bench to at least somewhat of a bench. An inconsistent, streaky third option to a more reliable third option. The Nuggets are better today than they were 2 months ago. And trust me, I really like Houston. I think they are better defensively than Denver, younger, more athletic. They'll probably win more games, right? They did last year because of that reason, second seed to fourth seed. Now you bring in Kevin Durant. That's 25 to 30 points a night. It literally won't surprise me if it is Houston, not Denver, challenging OKC in the Western Conference Finals as the second best team in the West. But if you were to tell me who's the biggest challenger out West to OKC, gun to my head, you got to pick. Who do you trust? I'm going with Denver, because I know what I'm going to get out of them, more upgraded version of them. Whereas, Houston's going to have to rely on some of those young guys, Reed Shepard, Tari Eason, Jabari Smith, Men Thompson, Alfred Şengün, to make those jumps. Whereas Denver, there's no jumps required. This is a championship core with veteran role players. They're ready to go. I know what I'm going to get in a playoff series for them. Whereas Houston, it's like, I think they're going to be really good, but they're going to need some young player jumps. And you don't get that out of Denver. So just look what happens when you fire your GM that you think's incompetent. They fired Calvin Booth. Like I said, he couldn't get Jokic a backup big. They couldn't do this. They couldn't find these defenders. Bruce Brown walked. And now as soon as they have this new GM, they're rattling off all these signings. Lakers, please take notes and do this with Rob Pelinka. But I think the Nuggets are the second best team in the West. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate everyone for tuning into this episode of A Casual Take. Follow my social media. Stay updated on all things related to the show. Until next time, see you.